you join us at what could be our favourite campsite ever.
If you watched our last video, you will know that we have just picked up a Peugeot Boxer and we are taking it on its first shakedown trip. In order to do that, we wanted to find a really great campsite, and we have stumbled upon possibly our favourite campsite ever, and we've only been here for a couple of hours. We have come to Ashbourne Woods, the home of wild camping, and we can see just why this site is quite so special. So every one of the wild camping pitches is secluded in this amazing woodland. So over on this part of the campsite, there are 6 or 7 pitches for campervans, and each pitch comes with its own fire pit, which you are encouraged to use, and each of them is surrounded by beautiful woodland. There's no one else staying here in this part of the campsite while we're here, so we were given the choice of any of the pitches, and we've chosen pitch number 10 because we think it's probably the best. It's surrounded on nearly all 4 sides by these gorgeous trees, and we know it's going to be the perfect spot for our first trip. Walking out from our pitch over here, we've got this gorgeous woodland area with all of these amazing little pitches, and there's also really lovely shepherd's hut. For those of you that are using the campervan pitches as we are, it does have its own compostable toilet, which is just a few metres away. Super simple, but saves you trekking all the way back to the main loos. Right next to the toilet there is a freshwater point, and then all of these amazing pitches. That's one thing that I would note. So we were offered pitch number 14, which is this pitch just behind us. But we've opted for pitch 10 purely because it's surrounded by a bit more woodland. But actually this pitch will have the sun well into the evening. So it's a bit more of a sun trap, whereas we've gone for more of a woodland surround experience. But still beautiful, isn't it? The whole site's really beautiful.
Yeah, just take your pick on what you want from the site, but yeah, any of these pitches is amazing.
And yeah, everyone's got a water point and a fire pit. Alongside the camping for campervans, there are also a series of little wild camping spots hidden in the woods. So I think there are 6 or 7 along here, and they're all tucked back off the road. It's a really cute little spot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really quiet.
Really quiet. Yeah, there are just little tents tucked away in between the trees, but still really private. And not too close to anyone else. In terms of the campsite itself, when you arrive there is a lovely big car park where you leave your car if you are camping, and just off to the left of that there is a chemical toilet disposal point and also your recycling area as well, and then you get to a gate, and beyond that there's no vehicles allowed. Also really handy if you are staying in a tent. You obviously have to park your car in the car park and it can't go any further down to the pitches. So they supply lots of handy wheelbarrows. When you start to get down to these pitches, you can understand why you might need a wheelbarrow. They're a lot further away from the car park, but they're so cool, so secluded.
Yeah, everything just set like within the woods, so it feels like you're just in the forest rather than it just being a campsite. So it's really nice.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like any campsite that I've ever experienced. Just to show you how much it's set in. So this, for example, it is pitch number 24, and it's just set in this little spot here. Such a beautiful spot. Almost want to come back with a tent. Just by reception there is a shop, and also a big seating area where you've got a kitchen area where you can cook and wash up, and charge your phone as well if you've not got electric, which will come in really, really handy for us. And then just behind us over here on the left you've got your shower block, so men's, women's showers, and also a washroom if you have laundry to do. So yeah, really clean, tidy, really well appointed, just what you need. As this is our first trip in our van, this is really just about getting to know the vehicle, seeing where we put things, and not really making any big decisions about the future layout. Actually, this is just about exploring what we have right now. So we've actually just put everything from the caddy into the van, and actually we spent the first hour when we got here just sorting through everything to get it into the right place, just to try and make sure we've got everything to hand and we make use of all of the extra space that we now have. So if you come inside, we'll show you how we set it up. So up in the main space, we have the bed all set up with loads of extra cosy blankets, although I don't think it's going to be that cold tonight. Over in the kitchen area, if I take you through to the kitchen, if you've seen in our last video, we're not actually using the electric at the moment. So what we've done is just put everything into the fridge and just use it as some extra storage space. And then over on the right, we've got all of our kitchen bits and pieces, so plates, cutlery, and at the bottom just a big cupboard which is full of all of the extra food and snacks that we have for this trip. Just above the cab we have some more storage space. So up here we've got coats, towels, some additional clothing, a box of lighting and games, and our toiletry bags. So there's still loads of space. This goes right through over the cab. There's still loads of space in there. Bringing you around to the garage, you will see that we have got everything we need in here for our trip. We've got our chairs and table over there, wild swimming bags which have got our changing robes in there, and our towels and our swimwear. We've got our walking boots. We've got our passenger wardrobe which we use to put all of our additional clothing and can store that either here or in the van when the door's closed. We've also got our garage boxes. So this has got all of our tent pegs, any additional bits and pieces we might need really, fire pit, and then our candles, fire lighters, extra cloths and matches, just so everything is all in one place. So that is our first setup for our van trip. I've got a feeling that is going to be the first setup of many, and we're probably going to already want to make changes after this trip, but it's good to get everything put away in one place and we can just start to relax and enjoy it. But we're really excited, and yeah, this campsite is amazing. The reason we've chosen it is because it also happens to be on the doorstep of one of our wild swimming spots, so we're going to head there tomorrow and hopefully the weather will be just as beautiful as today. How are you getting on there with the kitchen?
I feel like it's still a work in progress.
Yeah, we've basically just moved all of our boxes from our old van into this van. Actually, what we probably should do is just unpack everything into this cupboard so that we can use it as you would a proper kitchen, and we're not then faffing about getting stuff in and out of these boxes. It's alright, it's all a learning process. Probably get mugs for the morning.
Just get everything out.
Get everything out on the side. But at least we're doing all of it with this view. How's the table feeling? Sturdy?
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Not really doing an awful lot to help. Just observing the chopping on the new table. So I think that was a successful first dinner in the van. Ate it at our little table, cooked it on a little hob with a view of the forest, which was very lovely. We've just gone and done the dishes, and now I think we're going to get into bed because I think we're both absolutely knackered, aren't we?
Yes.
We're going to get into bed, watch a film, and yeah, get ready for our first proper morning in the van tomorrow. But yeah, thank you for joining us for this first day, and we'll see what tomorrow has in store for day 2 in our new van. See you in the morning. Good night.
Good morning.
First wake up in the van complete. I think that was a success, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was great. Need to add a few bits after sleeping in it. For example, there's no blinds on some of the windows, so we need to add those in for the next trip. But we're already kind of building a bit of a list of things that we want to do. So today we are heading to Dartmoor to do a circular walk from one of our wild swimming guides. So hoping for a little dip on the way around. So yeah, let's head to Dartmoor. Now we're driving along and playing the game of have we secured everything. Nothing seems to be moving around so far, but there's still time.
We've just arrived at the start of the walk. Well, what we thought was the start of the walk. We've parked in a slightly wrong car park, so now we've just found this water, which is incredible already. This place is just beautiful. And then we've got to cross this bridge in just a second. About halfway through the walk, and you have to cross this little waterfall, which is beautiful.
Yeah, we thought it was back there and it was like a little trickling stream. There genuinely is a waterfall. And it's so hot and humid today.
Yeah,
so it's really
very
nice
warm.
to be close to the water.
Yeah.
I can't wait to actually get in that pool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that'll actually be quite nice today. Nice bit about this trail, I think, is that they've left in all of these sort of fallen trees, which normally they would clear away, but it makes like this a bit more exciting and a bit more natural, and I like that. I like to be immersed rather than just feel like it's some sort of man-made area.
Finding a spot to get into the water. It's beautiful here. Blue skies, sunny, boiling. You need to get in the water. That was a lovely swim.
Sensational, that.
Yeah, really nice. So that is the shower pool, and this is the shower pool circular that we've done, although it's not circular because we can't get back out of the valley the way that you're meant to, so we're just going to go back along the way we've just come in and try and swim again.
Yeah, so that goes against what I just said about it being overgrown and then leaving it.
Yeah, yeah, the path is completely overgrown, but it's absolutely gorgeous here and loads of people swimming. The water is so clear, we could see little fish swimming around on the bottom. And yeah, nice little spot for a stop off for a little coffee and a biscuit. And now we're going to make our way back along the same trail and hopefully stop for another swim a little bit further down. I'm so steady on my feet.
Right, next swim spot secured. After coming back halfway back, we've just found this little inlet bit here where it goes a bit slower, so we're going to try and get in here and see if we can go swim.
So this is a lovely little spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about a 15-minute walk further down from the shower pool, but it's much quieter, not as deep, so you can't really swim, so we're just kind of floating just above the rocks really, but it's a really pretty spot, really quiet, much quieter than the other pool, and yeah, a nice second dip of the day. Just stopped to have some lunch and sat in this peaceful spot by the river. But I have just said to Tom, I'm contemplating if I could get across the other side because it's beautiful and it's sunny. But the water's flowing so quickly, I've got a feeling I'll just get carried off downstream. So it's a no.
It's a beautiful day though, absolutely stunning. We're on our way back now, not too far from the car, so nearly done this walk. It's been a bit of a short walk, but I think it's nice to come back this way because then you get to go back in the water again if you want to.
Yeah, I think there's definitely better swim spots to do rather than the big pool is beautiful, but there are kind of better, quieter spots further back the river that you come, so definitely worth exploring those if you come to this spot because it's absolutely beautiful, and especially on a day like today that we were expecting it to be cloudy and it's just beautiful blue sky. So yeah, feel very lucky, very peaceful, and I think now it's time to head back to the van for a nice quiet evening at the campsite and maybe a fire pit.
On our way back to the van, we found a third swim spot, and to be honest, this was probably the best one of the day. So we did the obvious thing and got in again for a swim. This part of the river was truly stunning. We had cascading water and the sun beating down. It felt like being in an outdoor jacuzzi. What a superb way to top off our trip.
We're now back at the van. Sadly, the sun has gone in and it's actually got a little bit cold, but we're just planning on having some dinner and then we might think about starting a fire pit. See how it goes. We've just got back to camp. Our bucket has gone missing, so we had a little bucket under our van that we were using for our grey water and it's gone walkabout. So we're thinking that someone from the campsite has picked it up thinking that we'd left it behind, which obviously we would never do. But yeah, it's not here, so that's a little bit of a mystery that we may never solve. But we are going to start dinner now. Just some super simple pasta and a little stirring sauce. You can't go wrong. And then yeah, we might just see where the evening takes us. We were thinking about walking down to the pub. There's a pub about a 15-minute walk from here. But after all the swimming and walking today, we just fancied a really chilled evening. It's nice just to sit and enjoy these lovely surroundings because, as you can see from our van, we're looking out into these lovely woodlands. Good morning. Join us on our second morning. So we've just woken up for the second time in the van and we've just packed up and are ready to head home. But before we do so, I just thought I'd give you a quick rundown of our trip. So we've had a really good couple of nights. I think, as with all new things, it's going to take us a little bit of time to get used to it. When we were using the caddy, so we had the caddy for 2 years, and I think we'd really got used to where everything went and the kind of routine for set up and pack down. So that's just something that we need to get used to with this van. A few key things from our shakedown that we do want to sort out. So the first thing is lighting. Obviously we don't have the battery in at the moment, so we couldn't use the overhead lighting, so it did mean that parts of the van were quite dark, especially kind of looking under through into the garage and in the kitchen cupboards. So I think we're going to add some of those really simple tap lights that you can put in, push lights that you can put in, just to brighten up some of those spaces and make sure we can see rather than kind of rustling through cupboards. We also need to get some proper blinds for the side windows. So for this side window just here, there isn't a blind on it at the moment. And we also don't have a fitted blind on the front windows. So we need to sort that out, either getting a curtain to go between the main area and the cab, or get blinds that go around all of the windows. And yeah, definitely get a blind to fit on this window here because it does let a lot of light through and currently doesn't have anything on it. In terms of storage, we obviously have a little bit more space than we did in the caddy, but we just need to make sure it works for us. So whereas before we used kitchen boxes that slid in and underneath the bed in the caddy, we've been using those in the cupboards here and they don't really work as well. So we need to work out a way to unpack all of those and probably fix some plate holders or cup holders to the inside of the cupboard so that we can get things a little bit more easily. Also for the storage for the rest of the van, it's just really getting used to where we put things. So probably making more use of the over cab space as a bit of a wardrobe, so unpacking things into that. And maybe looking at the possibility of building some storage in over the bed. But again, we need to use it a few more times before you can really get used to it. It's been a really good first trip. We're really excited to have this van and yeah, feel very lucky to go on some future adventures in this. All in all, it's been a really successful first trip. Obviously, there are always going to be tweaks that we're going to want to make to the van as we get used to it. But I think the key thing is that we just get out and start using it, having adventures in it, and we'll learn more about the space and how we might want to evolve it in the future. We're really, really excited to have this van. It's been on the cards for a year or so, and we didn't actually think we'd be able to get it this quickly. So we're really excited about all the adventures that it's going to take us on in the future. If you'd like to see more of those adventures, then please subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you along for the journey, and also please like this video and let us know down below if there's anything about the van you might change or any ideas that you've got, if you've got a Peugeot Boxer or a similar vehicle that we can start to incorporate into our plans for the future. Thank you, and we hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching.